There's a certain quiet that settles in after 60. It's not an empty quiet. It's a full quiet. It's the quiet of a house after the guests have all gone home, when you can finally sink into your favorite chair and hear the gentle hum of the refrigerator, the tick of a familiar clock. It's the quiet of early morning, before the world has decided what kind of day it's going to be, when the sky is a soft, undecided gray, and the air holds the promise of anything. In that quiet, we often take inventory, not of the things in our homes, but of the things in our hearts. The memories sit on the shelves of our minds, some dusty and untouched, others polished to a high shine from frequent handling. The feelings, the old stories, the beliefs, they are the very furniture of our inner world. We know their every curve, every worn spot, every place that creaks. For many of us, for many, many years, we've lived in this house of ourselves as if we were just its caretaker. We've kept it tidy for others. We've rearranged the furniture to make guests more comfortable. We've answered the door whenever someone knocked, handing over our time, our energy, our opinions, as if they were spare cups of sugar. We've lived by a set of blueprints drawn up by someone else, a long, long time ago. But then one day, perhaps in one of those quiet, undecided mornings, you feel a subtle shift. A question, soft as a whisper, rises from a place deep within. It's not a loud, demanding question. It's a gentle, curious one. It simply asks, "Is this all?" Not in a despairing way, but in an expansive way. Is this the full dimension of what is possible now? And in the space that follows that question, a door appears. A door you may not have noticed before. It's not a door to another place or another life. It's a door to a different way of being in the life you already have. And in front of that door is a single, profound decision. A decision that, once made, changes the light in every room. It changes the way the floor feels beneath your feet. It changes everything. This isn't a decision about where you'll live, or what you'll do with your savings, or whether to finally clean out the garage. Those are the logistics of life. This is a decision about the physics of your soul. The one decision that changes everything after 60 is the decision to stop auditioning for a role you've already been given. The role of yourself. Let that sink in for a moment. To stop auditioning. For most of our lives, we have been in a near constant state of performance. We auditioned for the approval of our parents. We auditioned for the affection of our partners. We auditioned for the respect of our colleagues, the admiration of our children, the acceptance of our communities. We learned our lines, we hit our marks, we wore the right costumes. We became the good daughter, the responsible father, the dependable employee, the selfless friend, the strong one. And we were good at it. We played those parts with conviction, with love, with sincerity. But underneath the costume, behind the script, the true self, the essence of who we are, was often waiting patiently in the wings, watching the show and wondering when it would be its turn to be on stage. Have you ever felt that? The feeling that you are reading from a script written by someone else? Perhaps you hear a voice in your head, a critical, judging voice that sounds suspiciously like your mother's, or a teacher from 3rd grade, or a former boss. It's the voice of the shoulds. You should be more productive. You shouldn't rest. There's too much to do. You should have made different choices. You should be more grateful, less complicated, more like so-and-so. This internal committee has been running the board meeting in our minds for decades. It has veto power. It approves the budget for our joy. It sets the agenda for our days. It critiques every single one of our performances. The decision that changes everything is to gently, lovingly, and irrevocably fire that committee. It is the decision to anoint yourself as the sole, sovereign authority in your own life. It is the conscious choice to take the crown of your own wisdom, which has been sitting right there in your lap all along, and place it firmly upon your own head. This isn't an act of rebellion or selfishness. It's an act of profound self-reclamation. It's not about pushing people away. It's about drawing yourself closer. It is the moment you finally turn to your own soul and say, "Your turn. What do you have to say? What do you need? What do you long for? I am listening now, really listening." Making this decision feels at first a little frightening. It's like stepping off a path you've walked your whole life. The ground might feel uncertain. The silence left by the fired committee might feel loud. You've spent a lifetime outsourcing your sense of worthiness, your permission to rest, your right to be happy. You've waited for someone else to say, "Good job. You've done enough. You can relax now." The truth, the one that lands with the force of a tectonic plate shifting, is that the permission you have been waiting for will never come from outside of you. It cannot. The only person who can grant you that permission is you. Think about it for a moment. When was the last time you made a choice? A simple, small choice based purely on your own delight, with no thought to what anyone else would think or need. Maybe it was choosing the scenic route home, even if it took longer, or buying the expensive fragrant soap just for you, or saying no to a request without a long apologetic explanation. How did that feel in your body? Did your shoulders drop just a little? Did you take a deeper breath? That feeling, that is a breadcrumb, a clue. It's the whisper of your own sovereign self, reminding you of its presence. What would it feel like to stop explaining yourself? To trust that your no is a complete sentence. To trust that your yes doesn't require justification. What if you gave yourself permission to change your mind about a belief you've held for 50 years, about a relationship that no longer nourishes you, about who you thought you were supposed to be in this final act of your life? The world will not stop spinning, but your world will begin to spin on a new, more authentic axis. Have you ever looked at your own hands? I mean, really looked at them. The map of veins, the sunspots that are constellations of your days spent in the light, the wrinkles that hold the memory of everything you have ever held, babies, tools, steering wheels, the hands of those you've loved. These hands have done so much. They have served and toiled and created and cared. What if you decided that now their primary job is simply to be your hands, to rest in your lap, to feel the warmth of a mug, to turn the page of a book, to simply receive? This is the shift from a life of doing to a life of being, from a life of earning to a life of deserving, from a life of external validation to a life of internal, unshakable knowing. There is a profound spiritual truth that many of us only come to understand in our later years. It is this: your worth is inherent. It is not, and never was, conditional. It does not depend on your productivity, your health, your appearance, or your accomplishments. Your worth is the simple, sacred fact of your existence. You are a unique expression of life itself, and therefore, you are holy, just as you are. Making the decision to become the authority in your life is how you begin to live this truth. It is a spiritual practice. It's saying to the universe, or to God, or to the quiet wisdom within, "I accept the gift of this life fully. I will no longer treat it as a burden or a test or a problem to be solved. I will treat it as a treasure to be inhabited." This means you are allowed to bless the path that lies behind you without needing to walk it again. You can look back with compassion at the person you were, the one who was trying so hard, the one who was doing the best they could with the knowledge and the tools they had. You can whisper a thank you to that younger self. "Thank you for getting me here. I'll take it from here." It's safe to soften now. The armor you wore to navigate the world, the stoicism, the hyper-independence, the need to be right, it served a purpose. It protected you. But it is heavy, and you are tired of carrying it. The decision to be your own authority is the decision to gently, piece by piece, set that armor down. Underneath it is not weakness. Underneath it is your true strength. A flexible, resilient, powerful softness. The strength of a deep-rooted tree that sways in the wind rather than a brittle branch that snaps. You can release the need to have your story understood or validated by everyone. Your story is yours. The meaning you make of it is the only meaning that truly matters. You can let others have their own version of events. You don't need to correct the record anymore. Your piece is more important than being right. This is the great liberation. It's not about no longer caring. It's about changing what you care about. You shift your focus from caring about what others think of you to caring deeply and tenderly for the state of your own heart, your own spirit, your own peace. If this resonates with you, I want to offer a small private ritual. It's just for you. No one else ever needs to see it. Find a piece of paper, any piece of paper, the back of an envelope, a page from a notebook, anything, and a pen that feels good in your hand. At the top of the page, I want you to write, permission slip. And then address it to yourself from whatever source of wisdom feels right to you. You could write, Dear me, or you could address it from the universe or life or my own deepest wisdom. Now, underneath that, I want you to start writing down the permissions you are giving yourself, the things you have been waiting a lifetime to hear. Let the pen move. Don't overthink it. It might look something like this. I give myself permission to rest when I am tired, without guilt. I give myself permission to say no simply because I don't want to do something. I give myself permission to be gloriously, wonderfully imperfect. I give myself permission to feel all of my feelings without judgment. I give myself permission to not have an opinion about everything. I give myself permission to be quiet. I give myself permission to take up space. I give myself permission to change, to evolve, to become someone new, even at this age. I give myself permission to stop trying so hard. Keep writing until you feel a sense of completion, at least for today. Read it back to yourself slowly. Let the words land. Feel the truth of them in your bones. This is not a contract you have to live up to perfectly. It is a declaration of your own freedom. It is the constitution for your inner world. You can fold it up and put it in your wallet, or tuck it into a book, or you can ceremonially tear it up, knowing that the real permission slip has been signed and stamped upon your heart. The physical act is simply a way of making the internal decision real and tangible. It's a way of signaling to every cell in your body. A new government is now in session. The one decision that changes everything after 60 is not a single dramatic event. It is a quiet internal turning. It is a commitment you make to yourself over and over in the small moments of each day. It's choosing to listen to the gentle voice of your own soul over the loud clamor of the world. It's choosing your own peace over other people's approval. It's choosing to trust the magnificent, accumulated wisdom of your own long life. When you make this decision, you don't suddenly become a different person. You become more of the person you have always been, underneath all the roles and expectations. The colors of your own spirit become more vibrant. Your presence becomes more grounded. Your joy becomes more accessible, not as a reward for good behavior, but as the natural weather of a free soul. You stop living your life as if it's a story being told about you, and you begin to live it as the author, holding the pen, deciding what the next beautiful, true, and honest sentence will be. The decision is to finally, completely, and unapologetically come home to yourself. And the beautiful, life-altering truth is that the door was never locked. You have been holding the key in your own hand all along. It's safe to use it now. It's safe to turn the key, walk through the door, and begin.